Hello everyone and welcome to Greg's Garage. I'm your host, Greg White. Many of you know I love motorcycle racing and I love motorcycle road racing. I spent a lot of years in that paddock. So about this time last year when the Jordan Motorsports team called me up and they said, hey, we're gonna be doing a test at Road America. Do you wanna come out and shoot some video? I said, sure. What a great way to get some insight to you, the viewer, about how an AMA Pro team tests, what it's all about and what the riders think. Now, since that time, riders Roger Hayden and Danny Eslick have gone to different teams, as well as the mechanics and the team owners. But nonetheless, this gives you a good inside look as to how an AMA Pro Superbike team tests on those off weekends.
We're at Road America. We're testing primarily, since we have such a long break in our schedule, to keep the guys fresh, keep them on a bike, and keep them riding.
We're trying some pretty aggressive chassis changes for both riders because we're at that point in the season where we just need to find a little bit more, and this test is helping us do that because race weekends are tough. So basically we can spend some time here, throw something wild at the bike, and try to find something that we're lacking and something that's going to make us go faster.
Well, this one came up pretty quickly, so a bit of a scramble to figure out what we want to test, what we want to accomplish. We don't want to just go here and do laps, burn gas, and waste tires. So put a test plan together.
Usually we have a test plan in place and different things that the team has come up with that they want to try, you know, and try to make the bike better. Doesn't always work out like that. And then once we get going, then usually there's a few things that come up that we want to throw in there. And
so here I think we're concentrating on chassis setup, and a lot more specific to this racetrack, which is different than most racetracks we race at. So, you know, why didn't we go well here? What are we struggling with, and how do we make chassis setups to change that? And we're spending a lot of time on our Bazaz electronics to try to work on wheelie control, because that's an issue at this racetrack. The wheelie hill for sure is. And corner entry, because there's a couple of hard braking zones here where the back end wants to come around on you. So we've been spending a lot of time on those two areas, which should translate to most other tracks as well. The demands, I think, are harder on a rider for a test. I mean, you put a lot of laps in. I think, you know, a day here you could put in easily 120 miles, 150 miles. The laps are long. That's, you know, normal weekends about 250 miles on a normal race weekend. So you can almost do that in a day here. So it's a lot of demand on them. It's a lot of demand on their brains to test different things and think about feedback and direction.
On a race weekend, everything's just crammed in, you know, and the 45 minutes usually go pretty fast. But here testing, you ride and you set, then you ride, then you look at data, and then, you know, like yesterday, I remember looking at the clock and I could have sworn had to be almost 5 o'clock and it was 2, just because there's so much stuff kind of going on. And for me, I don't really get physically tired testing, but I get mentally drained from all the stuff that we're trying. And then you try to remember, you know, if the 5th exit was better than the last one. So it definitely is it's just longer, and you just kind of mentally get tired.
And then the crew, I mean, usually on a normal AMA weekend day, we have 2 sessions for an hour each. I mean, here you're on track for 7 hours. So the crew has to work hard, and the riders have to be mentally sharp.
You know, it spreads the day out, makes it long, gets the riders, you know, they have to do a lot of laps, but that's the only way to make things better, you know. So we could take a fork leg and do a really big compression change and see see what it feels like and try to find something, because you know you may think you have a good setup, but there's always more. So that's what's good about a test. You know, you have 8 hours a day, all the tires you need, and you just run it.
Why doesn't every team test all the time?
Yeah, it's expensive. I mean, this is a big expense for a race team to come testing. Luckily, we're close, so our crew didn't have to fly far, our truck didn't have to drive far. Our tire bill is high, and the track rentals are high. Anytime you test at a racetrack, you race at it at an AMA race, you know, you're going to be spending $10,000 to $15,000 a day for the track rental. So it can build up on a team's budget, as well as logistics of a crew and tire bills. I mean, I don't really want to say how high our tire bill was for this test, but you know, it's part of it.
I'm thankful to be here, that we don't have that 6 weeks off the bike and the other teams are testing, and you know, won't show up in New Jersey so rusty.
Well, that'll do it for us now on Greg's Garage. There's one race remaining in the season for the AMA Pro Superbike paddock. It's at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Definitely go to amaproracing.com to check out all the information. And make sure you tell Roger and Danny, hey, I saw you on Greg's Garage. If you're watching us on the YouTube channel, click on subscribe. We certainly appreciate that. Facebook is facebook.com/Greg's Garage TV. Instagram is Greg's Garage. Follow me personally on Twitter. It's @GregWhite. And for all the shows, stories we've ever done, all you have to do is go to gregsgaragetv.com and click play. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.